Have you ever felt consumed by pain, as though life's challenges are swallowing you whole? It's a feeling that's all too familiar to many of us, when the weight of the world seems unbearable and every step forward feels like a struggle. But what if I told you there's a way out, a way to find comfort and peace, even in the darkest times? Psalm 84 holds the answer. In this ancient prayer, we discover that even in our deepest moments of anguish, God's presence offers a refuge, a place of peace where our hearts can heal. It's not just about surviving the pain, it's about finding the divine solace that transforms it. So, if you're ready to discover the strength that only God can provide, keep reading, because Psalm 84 might just change everything for you. In a world full of distractions, there's this deep, almost unbearable longing that many people feel. It's the same longing expressed in Psalm 84, a profound desire to be close to God, to feel His presence as a refuge from life's chaos. You know that feeling when nothing seems to satisfy your heart. Psalm 84 puts that longing into words, inviting you to experience what it feels like to truly be in the presence of God. It's almost like your soul is whispering, "I need to be with you, God." This passage beautifully captures that yearning, something so many of us feel but can't always articulate. It's a reminder that there's always a space in our hearts designed for God's presence. When you read these verses, you can almost feel the poet's longing leap off the page. It's not just a casual wish or a passing thought. This is a hunger for divine connection, something you can relate to, especially when life's challenges weigh heavy. Psalm 84 paints a picture of a heart that seeks refuge in God, yearning for a deeper relationship that can only come from being near to Him. Do you ever feel that pull? Like no matter what you try, there's always something missing? That's God's invitation. He's there, waiting to fill that space. For those who haven't yet experienced it, the longing for God's presence might seem foreign. But once you start praying, even in the quietest moments, you'll realize how much you crave that connection. Just think about those rare moments of peace when you pause and truly pray, those times when you feel God's love so deeply. Psalm 84 speaks to those moments. It says, "Come closer, don't shy away." And it's this kind of invitation that makes you yearn for more. You start to recognize how essential His presence is in every part of your life. But here's the thing, longing for God isn't just an emotional experience, it's also a spiritual call to action. When you yearn for God's presence, you're also being asked to take steps to draw closer to Him. This longing isn't passive, it's an invitation to engage more deeply with the Bible, to pray with more intention, to seek out moments where God can reveal Himself to you. It's almost like when you're so close to a loved one that you instinctively reach for their hand. God is always there, but it's up to you to reach out, to desire Him. The Bible speaks of a longing for God in many places, but Psalm 84 captures it in such a vivid and emotional way. It's as if the psalmist is not just writing words, but pouring out their soul. When you read it, it's not just about the idea of God, it's about feeling His nearness, longing for it, and asking for it. And you don't need to have everything figured out or be perfect in your walk with God to feel that. The simple act of wanting more of His presence opens the door for Him to come closer. It's that longing that sets the stage for transformation. This longing is universal. It's something that people from all walks of life can relate to, whether they are in moments of peace or battling personal storms. When you read Psalm 84, it's almost like it speaks directly to your heart. It tells you, you're not alone in this longing. We all desire God's nearness, and He desires us just as much. This is why, no matter what you face in life, that inner longing can always bring you back to Him, and you'll find that He is always there, waiting to be your refuge and comfort. Psalm 84 is much more than a prayer. It's an emotional song, a love letter to God that resonates deeply with anyone who's ever faced hardship or longed for intimacy with the divine. It's one of those psalms that touches your heart and pulls you into the experience of seeking God. The psalmist doesn't just talk about God. They invite us to step into the space of longing, to feel the intensity of their desire for God's closeness. It's as if every verse is a call to open your heart wider, to make room for a relationship with God that goes beyond casual acknowledgement. It's about intimacy. You know those moments when life gets heavy, when the burdens seem too much to carry. Psalm 84 speaks to those times. It's not just a song for the good days, but an anthem for the struggles. It's a reminder that even in the most challenging circumstances, seeking God's presence can offer more than temporary relief. It can offer a deep, soul-satisfying connection. The psalmist doesn't shy away from admitting the pain, but instead they invite us to find solace in God's embrace, which provides peace in the midst of chaos. This psalm reminds us that intimacy with God isn't reserved for the calm and peaceful moments, but is meant to be a constant pursuit, especially when life feels like a battle. Imagine this. You've just had a rough day, and the weight of the world feels too much to bear. The psalm is telling you in those moments to seek God's presence. It's not about escaping reality, but about diving into a deeper connection with Him, where the noise of the world fades away and you find peace. That intimacy with God amid your struggles is what can transform your experience and help you see things from a new perspective. If we're being honest, many people find it hard to draw near to God when they're facing difficulties. Life's challenges can often make us feel distant from Him, like we're on our own in the fight. But Psalm 84 flips that narrative. It invites us to seek God's nearness precisely when life is difficult. It's a reminder that His love and comfort are never more needed than in those moments of challenge. It's like being in a storm, but knowing you can find shelter in a safe, warm place. That's what God offers: refuge, peace, and intimacy. And here's the kicker. This psalm doesn't just speak about the difficulties, it redefines them. It encourages us to seek God in those difficult moments, not just to survive them, but to find a deeper sense of purpose and strength. Think about it. When everything around you is crumbling, God's presence doesn't just steady you, it strengthens you in a way that transforms your entire outlook. The psalm shows us that intimacy with God isn't just a luxury, it's essential for thriving, especially in tough times. The psalm is a constant reminder that our intimacy with God should be the anchor in our lives, especially when the storms come. It's not just about feeling close to God when things are smooth sailing, but finding Him even when life is rough. Seeking intimacy with Him becomes the source of our strength. It's the understanding that no matter what life throws our way, God's love is more than enough to guide and comfort us. This emotional connection to God, the way the psalmist describes it, is a gift available to all, no matter what season of life you're in. In a world that often prioritizes external achievements and successes, Psalm 84 is a call to return to what really matters: our relationship with God. The psalm doesn't just offer a blueprint for surviving tough times, it offers a way to thrive in them, rooted in love and intimacy with the Creator. And as you reflect on it, consider how you can seek that intimacy in your own life, even in your struggles. Because in God's presence, you'll always find the love and strength you need to move forward. Psalm 84 is a powerful reminder of the comfort, peace, and refuge we can find in God's presence. When life gets overwhelming, it's easy to feel like there's no escape, no place where the anxiety and fear can subside. But this psalm speaks directly to that need for relief. It assures us that in God there is a refuge, an unshakable peace that transcends the chaos of the world around us. Imagine, even for just a moment, stepping into a place where all the worries of the day fade away. That's what Psalm 84 offers, an invitation to find peace that surpasses understanding, even in the most turbulent times. In times of stress, it's common to seek solace in external things, maybe distractions, comfort food, or social media. Yet, Psalm 84 teaches us that true comfort comes not from these temporary escapes, but from the very presence of God. The peace he offers isn't dependent on external circumstances. When you draw near to him, it's like entering a sanctuary where your soul can find rest. It's a peace that doesn't vanish as soon as the storm does. It stays with you, no matter the turmoil. Think about it. When anxiety takes hold, it feels like a constant weight on your chest. But when you seek God through prayer or reflection, it's as if that weight is lifted. There's a shift, a moment when you realize that his peace isn't just a concept. It's real, tangible, and deeply transformative. That's what the psalm describes, a refuge in God's presence, where we can be refreshed and restored. It's the reminder that even when life's difficulties seem too much to bear, God's comfort is always available. And this peace isn't just for the spiritually elite. It's for anyone who seeks his presence with a humble heart. God's presence is like a shelter from the storm. When the winds of anxiety and fear blow fiercely, we can run to him and find refuge. Just as a child seeks the safety of a parent's arms during a storm, so too can we run to God for protection. The psalm assures us that in his presence, there's not only peace, but also a deep sense of security. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you are held in the arms of a loving and powerful God who is more than capable of shielding you from life's most difficult moments. But it's important to note that this peace doesn't come without action. It's something you must actively seek. It's not about waiting for the storm to pass, but about stepping into God's presence, even in the midst of it. Prayer is one of the most powerful ways to access that peace. By simply turning your heart toward God, you can begin to experience the calm that only He can provide. It's like choosing to live with the assurance that, no matter what's happening around you, God's presence is enough to bring you through. The peace that God offers isn't just a temporary feeling, it's a state of being. It's the kind of peace that comes when you know that even in your darkest hours, you are not alone. The psalm invites us to take refuge in that peace, to make it our foundation. And once you experience that peace, you'll begin to see that no circumstance is too big for God's comfort to handle. His presence brings a peace that can quiet the loudest fears and calm the most anxious hearts. In times when fear seems to take hold, the Bible reminds us that God's presence is the ultimate antidote. It's in these moments of fear that we can most powerfully experience the comfort and peace God offers. Psalm 84 calls us to remember that no matter how fierce the storm, we have a place of safety in Him. His presence is where we can take refuge, find peace, and be restored. And the best part? That refuge is always available, right when we need it most. We live in a world that often feels disconnected, where people can feel isolated, even in a crowd. In these moments of loneliness, Psalm 84 is like a warm embrace, reminding us that we are never truly alone. The psalm encourages us to reconnect with God, to seek His presence, especially when life feels lonely or overwhelming. It's easy to think that we have to face life's struggles by ourselves, but Psalm 84 challenges that notion. It calls us to reach out to God, to find solace in Him, and to remember that His presence is always within reach. Sometimes, the hardest part isn't dealing with life's challenges, it's the feeling that we have to navigate them alone. The psalm assures us that God is there, waiting for us to seek His presence. It reminds us that no matter how distant we might feel, there is always a place of refuge, a place of comfort in His love. Whether it's through prayer, reflection, or reading the Bible, reconnecting with God offers a source of strength and assurance that we are not alone in our struggles. His arms are always open, ready to receive us. Have you ever been in a moment when you felt like you had no one to turn to? The psalm speaks directly to that experience. It invites us to remember that in the midst of our deepest fears or challenges, God is not distant. He is not a far-off figure, but a loving Father who desires to be close to us. We might not always feel His presence, but that doesn't mean He's not there. The psalm reminds us that in those quiet moments, when everything feels uncertain, God is there, ready to comfort and guide us through the storm. Reconnecting with God doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as turning your heart towards Him. When life gets tough, you can find solace in quiet moments of prayer when you invite God into your space. The video encourages viewers to take that first step, to stop, reflect, and seek God's presence. Whether it's in the middle of the day or late at night, there is always an opportunity to reconnect with the divine. The psalm reassures us that even when we feel disconnected, God is never far away. His love is constant and always available. And here's the thing, reconnecting with God doesn't just bring relief in the moment, it creates a lasting change in our lives. The peace we receive through prayer and reflection doesn't fade away after a day or two. It stays with us, transforming the way we face the world. The more we seek God, the more we experience His love and presence, and the more we are able to live with a sense of peace and assurance, no matter what life throws our way. Psalm 84 calls us to embrace the truth that we are never alone. Whether we're in the middle of a trial or simply navigating the ups and downs of life, God's presence is always there, ready to provide comfort and strength. It's a reminder that our relationship with God isn't something we have to build on our own effort or achievements. It's something He's already extended to us. All we have to do is seek it, and the solace we find in Him will be more than enough to carry us through. So how can you reconnect with God today? It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe it's a few quiet moments of prayer before bed, or reading a verse from the Bible to guide your thoughts. Just remember, no matter how isolated or overwhelmed you may feel, God is always there, offering peace and comfort. His love is the ultimate refuge, and it's available to all who seek it. One of the most profound ways to invite God's presence into our lives is through prayer. In times of anxiety and fear, a simple, heartfelt prayer can bring an overwhelming sense of peace. The video emphasizes this by sharing a powerful prayer, a prayer that calls upon God to fill our hearts with His divine peace and to guide us to the shelter of His presence. It's a reminder that when we turn to Him, He doesn't just listen, He responds. This prayer is an invitation for God to take His rightful place in our lives, offering comfort, guidance, and peace that only He can provide. Prayer is more than just a request. It's a conversation, an intimate moment where we can pour out our hearts to God. When you pray, you're not simply asking for help, you're also opening yourself to the transformative power of His presence. The prayer shared in the video asks for peace, but it also asks for direction. It asks God to lead us to a place of refuge where we can experience His protection and love. This prayer, simple yet profound, invites God into our daily struggles and allows His peace to settle deep within us. It's easy to forget that prayer isn't just about asking for things. It's about drawing closer to God. Think of prayer as a pathway to connection. When we pray, we're not just speaking words into the air. We're aligning ourselves with God's will and opening our hearts to receive His peace. The prayer in the video serves as a beautiful model, teaching us to ask for both peace and protection, while also acknowledging that God's presence is the ultimate source of strength. It's an invitation to surrender to Him, trusting that He will guide us to safety. This prayer isn't just for moments of crisis. It's a prayer that can be used every day to help ground us in God's presence and fill our hearts with peace. When you face life's difficulties, return to this prayer. Allow it to be a daily reminder that no matter how tumultuous the world may seem, you are never alone. God's peace is always available to you, and His presence is the greatest shelter you can find. If you're struggling to find peace in your life, consider making this prayer your own. Take a moment each day to pray for peace and protection. As you do, you'll begin to experience a shift, a sense of calm that rises above the chaos. The more you invite God into your life, the more His peace will fill your heart and mind. And in times of uncertainty, this prayer will be your reminder that you are always sheltered in His love. The beauty of prayer is that it doesn't have to be perfect. God isn't looking for eloquent words or lofty speech. He's looking for hearts that are open to Him. The prayer shared in the video is simple yet powerful because it reflects the true essence of prayer: seeking God's presence, trusting in His protection, and asking for His peace. When you pray with sincerity, He will meet you where you are and fill you with the comfort and strength you need. So as you go about your day, remember that this prayer is always available to you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, when you need guidance or peace, turn to this prayer and invite God to shelter you in His presence. Trust that in those moments of surrender, He will bring the peace you need to face whatever comes your way. There's something truly powerful about the idea of being close to God. The video brings this concept to life by drawing a beautiful analogy between the safety of God's presence and a home. Just like birds find refuge in the shelter of a home, we too can find peace and security in God's presence. It's a reminder that no matter where we are in life, whether in a season of abundance or struggle, God's presence is the ultimate place of refuge. It's not just a temporary comfort, it's a lasting peace that surrounds us like a protective covering. Imagine a bird seeking shelter under the wing of its parent. It finds comfort, warmth, and protection. In the same way, we are invited into God's presence, where we can find a safe place to rest. The video reminds viewers that no matter how chaotic or uncertain life might be, God's love is always available to us. Just as birds instinctively know where to seek shelter, we too can turn to God when we need a place of refuge. His presence is that sacred home where we can find rest and peace. This imagery of shelter also speaks to the idea of stability. Birds rely on their nests for a place to call home, and in the same way, we rely on God's presence for a sense of stability in an often unpredictable world. When we feel unsure, lost, or anxious, God's presence is the constant that we can return to. It's not something fleeting or temporary, but a lasting source of strength. The more we draw near to Him, the more we experience the stability and peace that come from being grounded in His love. We often seek refuge in places that promise safety, whether it's a physical space or a temporary solution to our problems, but the true refuge we long for is found in God alone. The video encourages viewers to understand that God's presence is not just a place we visit when we're in need. It's a place where we can dwell, a home where we can rest our hearts and minds. When we seek God's presence, we find not only comfort, but also an unwavering foundation that carries us through even the toughest storms of life. There's a profound peace that comes with knowing you have a safe place to turn to. Just like a bird feels secure in its shelter, we too can rest easy, knowing that God is always with us. When we seek His presence, we invite peace into our lives. And that peace isn't temporary or conditional, it's everlasting. No matter what challenges we face, we can always return to God's presence, where we are guaranteed safety and rest. It's a peace that transcends understanding and circumstances, offering a refuge that only God can provide. The video calls us to recognize the blessings of being close to God, how His presence offers us safety, peace, and stability. In a world that is constantly changing, we can find rest in knowing that God's love remains constant. This blessing is available to all who seek it, and it's a reminder that in God's presence, we find a place of true shelter. Whether we're dealing with personal struggles, external pressures, or simply navigating life, God's presence is the home where we can always find solace. So, the next time life feels uncertain or overwhelming, remember that you have a place of refuge to turn to. Just like a bird finds safety in its shelter, you can find peace in God's loving presence. It's a home that's always available, always open, and always ready to embrace you. There's something incredibly powerful about being part of a community of faith, and the video encourages viewers to not only receive this message, but to share it with others. When we hear something inspiring, it can have a ripple effect. Imagine if everyone who watched this video shared it with a friend or family member who needed encouragement. The impact could be immense. By sharing the message, viewers become a part of something greater, spreading hope, peace, and spiritual guidance to others. It's about passing on the light, offering a reminder that God's love and peace are available to everyone. In this digital age, we often consume content alone, but there's a deeper sense of fulfillment that comes when we share what we've learned with others. The video's call to action isn't just about growing the audience, it's about building a community of like-minded people who are all on a journey of faith. By subscribing to the channel, viewers are becoming part of a larger movement of spiritual growth. It's a way to stay connected, not just to the content, but to the community that surrounds it. And this community is one that's rooted in faith, support, and mutual encouragement. Subscribing to the channel isn't just about staying updated with new videos, it's about making a commitment to engage in the process of spiritual growth. As the channel continues to share valuable messages and insights, viewers who are subscribed are more likely to return to deepen their understanding and grow stronger in their faith. This kind of engagement can be transformative, as each new video offers another opportunity to learn and connect with God on a deeper level. And as viewers share these videos with others, they play an active role in creating a space where people can come together and support each other. The video also calls for more than just passive viewing. It encourages active participation in the community of faith. By leaving comments, sharing personal experiences, or simply liking videos, viewers can contribute to an environment where encouragement, prayer, and support are exchanged. Imagine how powerful it could be if everyone engaged with each piece of content, leaving their thoughts and sharing their journeys. The community would grow stronger, and more people would feel empowered to take steps of faith. Faith thrives in community, and this video is an invitation to become part of that community. It's a place where people can share their stories, find inspiration, and support each other in their spiritual journey. And when viewers share the content with others, they're extending an invitation to join that community, to be a part of something larger than themselves. Each share, each subscription, each comment contributes to the collective energy of faith and inspiration that flows through the channel. There's power in numbers, especially when those numbers are united in faith. The video reminds viewers that by subscribing and engaging, they are not just receiving spiritual wisdom, they are helping to build a community that supports and uplifts one another. Every new subscriber is a step closer to creating a strong, loving, and faithful community where God's peace and presence can be felt by all. And this, in itself, is a beautiful blessing. So as viewers continue to grow in their faith, they are invited to share the message with others, subscribe, and become an active part of this inspiring community. Together, we can build something meaningful and transformative, rooted in the love and peace that only God can provide. Now that we've explored the powerful message of Psalm 84, it's time to reflect on how you can apply it to your own life. When pain consumes you, remember that you don't have to face it alone. Turn to God's presence and experience the peace that surpasses understanding. Reach out in prayer, lean into the comfort He offers, and trust that He will guide you through your darkest moments. Have you experienced this peace in your own life? How can you make time to seek God's shelter today? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and personal stories. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you never miss out on more inspirational content. Let's continue growing together in faith, prayer, and the knowledge that God's presence is always with us. Together we can face life's challenges with the strength and peace that only He can provide.